how y'all doing? How your mom and them doing? How your dad and them doing? How's everybody doing? Sorry, I just got a text message. Child, the tomfoolery of it all. The tomfoolery of it all. So normally, how's it been? First of all, for those of you that are here in the chat, just so we're clear, I did turn subscriber mode on because I wanted to be sure that'll stop the bots, hopefully, from coming in. And then you had to be subscribed for about a minute in order for you to be able to participate in the chat. I hope that don't turn you off, but I gotta do what I gotta do to protect myself from the bots. Okay, so welcome everybody. I did put up here my Light Seers Tarot because the tomfoolery. I don't normally comment on any of this. I just don't. Um I really steer clear of this kind of stuff, right? Just because, I'm not out here trying to like talk about anybody or whatnot. I really do steer clear of this. But when this popped up yesterday in my feed, I was out and about doing like self-care stuff and just like enjoying my life. And I took the last day and a half off and honestly, this is the best thing I could have done. For the most part, I took it off. Um, but when this came across, I actually just watched it a little while ago, and I was searching for what was going to be my topic today for the Sunday Soul podcast. And I know we're here early, but I want to drop it now, and then we might have a live after show a little bit later, to kind of talk about it a little bit more, or just kind of talk about some other things. Because we have some major stuff like the Lionsgate and the 88 Lionsgate and all that stuff coming up. Um, but this one took the cake for me. And I wanted to discuss it with you all. So let anybody that all of my tarot readers, all of my healers, all of my psychics, all my mediums, I want y'all to come in here. Because we need to have a discussion about the state of the sector or the state of the union, the spirituality union, because this is getting to be interesting, to say the least. So this is the live. I will be cutting this down for the for my when I drop this on Spreaker and all that. So, excuse me. I do want to say I'm so sorry, y'all. I was being grown. Anyway, Mystic Crystal Tarot. Hello, Sarisa. Thank you so much for coming. I so appreciate you being here. Thank you. Hello, my friend. Is it Agatajan? You're gonna have to tell me. Agatajan. I'm guessing. Anyway, you're gonna have to tell me how I need to pronounce it. Hey, baby. I'm glad we're gonna talk tomorrow. You just had some edible mac and cheese. Child, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I'm falling out. I'm falling out now. Thank you so much. I did change it again. We'll change it back. Oh, that's your girlfriend is seeing rainbows. Okay, love it. I'll be changing it back. I had to do some things with it and then we'll get it back. Hey, Spirit Reads, how are you, baby? You need this info? Listen, it's a thing. It's a thing. Hey, Lady D, how are you, beloved? How are you? How are you? I'll say Sky. Spirituality world is definitely groups of coping, and there are plenty of individuals who are doing real light work. Yes. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, Christina, how you doing, baby? Okay. So from here forward, because guys, this is going to get cut down if I don't I'll let them know it's live, but we're gonna probably need to cut this down for my podcast drop. I'm not going to say that this gentleman is not doing the work. I'm not going to say that. I'm not here to berate or belittle Victor Oddo or anyone in the spirituality, consciousness, awakening sectors. I'm not here to do that at all. What I am here to do, however, is I think we just need to talk. Because we've been talking, this is very interesting to me. Because we've been talking a lot. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let me know if everything is good. My sound quality and everything is good. We've been talking on the YouTube channel for those that are listening to the podcast on other platforms. We've been talking on the YouTube channel and the Facebook group and on the Rumble channel because I do post it everywhere. So you guys, if you want to follow me on there that are listening to me on the podcast, the show notes, you'll be able to find the links in the show notes on how to follow us on those platforms, as well as TikTok and Instagram. But we've been talking a lot about how there seems to be this infiltration of some interesting concepts or interesting points of view coming into the awakened realm. We seem to have I will just say, right-wing leaning, and I have zero issue with that. Very conservative, whatnot. I don't have any problem with right-wing leaning, whatever. But we have this infiltration, it feels, I've seen it, so it's not just a feeling, of those concepts, if there's something politically motivating, right? If there's some political motivation or agenda, and actually I see it on both sides, so right and left. So I'm seeing political agendas infiltrating into spirituality and those people that have large followings. And we talked about, somewhat of, as we are all becoming more unified, I think I can say this a little bit better now. It feels like Christianity as a dogma, not as a consciousness, as a dogma or as a religion or religious structure, the more we become unified, which I'm very happy that it seems that there's a lot more folks within the confines of Christianity and Catholicism and all that are now understanding or becoming to an understanding of their chakras and spirituality and all of this, right? They're expanding their consciousness. But what ends up happening sometimes, a lot of times, unfortunately, is when that group comes into a sector, they begin to try to mold that sector to fit the dogma or to fit the religious beliefs. Those are two very different things. So the religious beliefs, fine, whatever, cool. It's the dogma and all of that get me. So it's like, it's cool for you to come over here and want to play on the playground, but you don't get to change the rules while you're here. So there's that kind of splits happening, right? Then we have this now, and I've heard this rumbling, right? We've actually talked about this recently about how there is an attack, I would say, very much so, on occult or what has been termed occult information or belief systems or practices. Now, most would say, you would say, oh, well, you mean witchcraft. Well, yeah, I do. But there's more to it than that. There's a lot that we do as healers, as shamans, as medicine women, and men, as even even spiritual coaches. What we do as readers, what we do as psychics, what we do as mediums. You can just take it for what it's worth. There's a lot of what we do that the religious sector will say is witchcraft. And they'll quote all kinds of Bible verses, and I'm not getting into the middle of it with y'all today. Like, I'll have time later on, and I'll open it up so y'all can have y'all conversations later. but I don't have time right now to fight you about what is and what is not witchcraft, and why does it freaking matter? There's light and shadow work. And so if you're doing more shadow work and low vibrational energy work, that's not what we're about. So I've talked to you. We talked about this multiple times about the attack on divination, tarot, and whatnot. And that's where we're at today. I'm not saying, so everyone's clear that here's this now or later, or if you happen to tag Mr. Oddo in this, I'll be more than happy to have a discussion with you on that. So if y'all want to tag him and say Lisa's willing to talk, the Oracle is willing to speak, I'm more than happy to talk to him about this. I'm not saying that he's attacking. I'm saying, though, this, and we're going to go through this video. We're going to stop and start it, and whatnot. I probably should have put my, gosh darn, hang on one second, y'all. Let me do one more thing here to this here video. I'm going to close this. I'm going to file, open recent. Did I not save that? New project. Save. Okay. Let me do what I did not put my watermark on this whole situation. So let me put that on here. I mean, it's really mainly the audio, but I don't want no issues, no problems, no concerns. So let me just do that, because see, what you're not finna do is you're not finna strike me. That's what you're not fixing to do. Let's just make that abundantly clear. That's what you is not fixing to do. So we're gonna put it right on him, and then let me just. So, it's a 10-minute video. We're gonna just kind of go through this real quick, and I'm gonna stop and start it. So this is fair use. If one of my mods want to drop the Fair Use Act, or Fair Use Statute 107, whatnot and whatnot, drop that in there. This is a commentary. This is commentary, and this is fair use. So, also I feel like if you're gonna make a statement, you should be able to stand behind it. So hopefully we don't have those issues. Let me just export this. And so he has said that he is no longer with logo. He's no longer utilizing the tarot. He's done with the tarot. He's also talks in here a little bit about the various psychic issue he had with a psychic medium or his friend. He's talking about the vegan lifestyle. He's talking about using cannabis. He's talking about a lot of stuff, and that's problematic to me because oh, sorry for the freezing. Sorry for the freezing. Um. So anyway, that's where that I'm just like ridiculous with this. I've definitely noticed a degree of authenticity versus inauthenticity surrounding the audiences themselves. Absolutely, there is a lot going on with that. Hey, girl talk, how are you? Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Um, Yes, so everyone in these chats and everything, very, very much so, very much so. Hey, Drops of Jupiter, how are you? Something about that guy always turned me off, just weird energy. You know what? He's friends with Aaron Doty. I used to watch, like, when I first started like watching YouTube, and when I first started coming into this whole awakening, I watched a lot of Aaron Doty. I started watching Victor Oddo a lot. Like, but I mean, he's transformed. He's done a lot. So I don't have no real issue with the man. Um, I mean, I don't watch all his stuff. We're all brothers and sisters, absolutely. And I'm noticing a lot of the Sky says a lot of the groups on social media, etc., will stop progressing once the spiritual ego. Child, that's what. Now, see, thank you. You said exactly what I wanted to say. Definitely keep that in mind when out in the real world. Yes, we have empathy, so I'm not saying nothing about him. Girl talk. We're going to chill. Okay. So let me make this statement again for everybody. This is a PSA. Lisa, Dr. Lisa, the Oracle, Lisa Brewer as the individual, okay, is not attacking. I am not attacking Christianity. I am not attacking. If you wish to call the creator God, I don't care. I wish to call creator spirit, light. Sometimes use God. I'll use mother, father, God. I'll use the universe. I'll use whatever. So I so choose. I'm not attacking. So please do not feel that you need to defend your position or your beliefs about Christianity. That is not what this is about. Okay, guys? So let's just chill. Because I don't really want to deal with that. I struggle with spirit. We'll talk about spiritual ego. Maybe that's what we'll talk about a little bit later on tonight. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much, Drops to Jupiter. Hey, NPE, how are you? How are you? Malika says that we're going to start playing this, guys. There are a few astrologers out there predicted that, yep, as we made our way fully into the age of Aquarius, people may start to condemn occultism again. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you another reason why that's happening. I'm not surprised about people stopping tarot. Another reason why that's happening, and this is why I feel that people in our sector need to comprehend this. And maybe, no, don't say that. When you stop the seers from seeing, or when you stop, right? When you not condemn, when they stop you from talking, I can't censor. When you censor the seers and what we see and what we hear and how we download and all of that, then you're helping to stop the sight of the collective. Now, y'all could deal with that if you wanna. I'm just telling you, it's hard not to gas up my own psychic stuff. Absolutely. But like every multidimensional, I have to keep reminding myself sometimes we are all one. You know what? And I'm going to tell you the way, Sky, that I handle like ego, I just continue to look at this like every time I get a download or every time I give a reading or every time I just give a message, it doesn't matter which way it goes, how it happens. And somebody comes back to me is like, the message you gave me or what you said came true, da 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 da. I'm always like in complete wonderment. I'm just like, what? Really? Like always excited, and it's genuine because I understand it's not my human person that's doing that. That I understand that comes from creator, right? I get that it comes from my connection to the higher dimensions and that I choose to live there on a regular basis as well as living here. So it's never me, right? It's never me. It's never me. Hey, dream catchers, how are you, love? Good to see you. Good to see you. I believe that faith in a metaphysical is a big deal to actually accessing tarot in the right way. Absolutely. Right. But we gonna see why. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Melinda. How are you? Let me just make sure I say, I like Aaron, but after a while, his stuff got redundant. It does. Yeah, you stopped watching him a while back too. Yeah. All right. Let's have these conversations. Okay. All right. Hey, Melissa. How are you? I want to be sure I say hello to everybody. Happy Sunday, Lori. How are you? Happy 8/8 portal energy. I think that, thank you, because that's got a lot to do with it. We'll talk about it. And when we stopped the collector site the last time Atlantis fell, absolutely. Hey, Juan, how are you? Blessings, blessings, blessings. Okay, here we go. Did you? Okay, I want to have to hear about them. You had major downloads. Tarot has been around since the 1430s. Actually, it was probably around earlier than that, right? Because we've seen like references to different tarot in a way from even earlier. Hey, Rosie, these issues are coming up because the South Node in Scorpio. Maybe. I don't know. No, I don't know about that. Perhaps. I just know that we've been seeing this for a while, well before it got into Scorpio. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me bring this up now and I think this will work. Yeah, I've done this before.
Hey, what's going on, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube.
Okay, let me pause. All right. So this is going to be a still, okay, gang? This is going to be a still photo of him. So, and we're going to be starting it as we go along. Oh, cancel that. I have to share my audio. Okay. Is that going to... Oh, shit. I can't stand this sometimes. Bear with me one more second, gang. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I need to, I guess, upload this video, select the file. I always forget that I've got to upload it to YouTube for you guys to be able to hear the for you guys to be able to hear the stuff. Unlisted. All right. And then we'll take the rest of the calls. The rest of the calls. So hopefully this will get done pretty quickly. I think it's more than just the South Node. I mean, that would definitely have something to do with it, but they've been doing this attack before the South Node came in to Scorpio. Hi, Marnie. I guess we can say he's going on a different path. And many times people feel they have to justify the change by saying it's bad instead of it isn't for me, or I'm taking a break from the things that we were once attracted to doing. I thank you. Welcome on Facebook. I absolutely agree with you. And I just feel like we shouldn't be like, this is going to be interesting. As soon as it's done uploading, you resonate with astrology more. Yeah. And that's cool. Like, and drops to Jupiter, like I resonate, like each has its place. I love astrology. Love. And I don't need the tarot to deliver a message. It's a nice tool. It's a nice visual for others. You're gonna see, like, I just can't believe what he's saying. Videos nowadays, feel like a lot of videos nowadays and spiritual people on YouTube, I'm starting to resonate with less and less. I feel like I've progressed. And that's true. Like there is a progression. She's on Facebook, so you're not gonna see her chat on the YouTube side, sweetheart. No harm, no foul. Okay, here we go. I think we're ready. Are you processing? What are you doing? Stop playing with my emotions. All right, we're going to try it this way. We're going to try it and we're going to see if you guys can hear the audio, okay? Let's try it this way while we're waiting on YouTube to for YouTube to freaking figure it out. Share system audio window. Share. All right, here we go, guys. Let's see. I'm going to turn the volume. Whoa, I didn't mean to go full screen. We're going to make sure the volume is all the way at 100. All right. And I'm going to turn this volume up. How did that happen? Stop sharing. Oh my gosh. You would think this is the first time I've ever shared a freaking screen in my life. I swear to you, it's not.
Hey, what's going on, my friends, and welcome to.
Okay. I really, honest to goodness, I swear to you, it's not the first time I've shared a screen. Why? Okay, let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? I'm going to start playing it.
My YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today's video is going to share with you why I.
Can you guys hear that? Can you give me some hearts in the chat if you can hear it? Perfect. Great. All right, here we go. This is Victor Oddo, and this is what he posted this yesterday. Here we go.
Stop working with tarot cards. Now, before you tarot readers or you tarot fans get really mad at me, hear me out. To this day, I love tarot. I'm a huge fan of tarot cards. My favorite deck, in fact, is the Osho Zen Tarot deck. I have a lot of decks, and I think they're beautiful, and I think they can be very helpful. But what I've learned for myself is that, like anything in life, it can be abused.
Now, I'm going to stop right there. Let's first of all say this. Whenever somebody says before you get mad, like y'all specific people don't get mad, trust me, we already know you're going to be mad. So, like when I say, if you are like staunchly Christian and you're coming into like a knowledge and understanding of spirituality, welcome. But don't get angry or don't get mad when I say there's some things and discrepancies I see, like biblically or doctrinally across the board. I already know you're going to get mad. So I'm like, dude, that was shots fired immediately. Then he goes into then to kind of try to be like, oh, I'm really kind of one of y'all. I love tarot. He names his favorite tarot deck. Don't placate me. Do not. Anyway, and then says for me, which is fine for him, that tarot, like anything else, can be abused. I'm actually not going to disagree with that. I'm actually not going to disagree with that tarot, like anything else, can be used. And I'll tell you why. Because what I find happens is that people, which is why I've stopped doing a lot of personal readings, is that people will come over and over and over again and get readings about a lot of different things. And the unfortunate part about that is that what they'll do, and I saw this especially when I first started on YouTube, because I was friends with a lot of different readers that we all kind of started at the same time. We kind of ran in the same circles. So, and we were all doing like live readings. So I would see subscribers or chat participants that had just come and got a reading from me. I'd literally see them an hour or two or a day or so later in somebody else's chat, because I was just supporting. I wasn't stalking, I was supporting. And they'd be asking the same question. And then another person's chat, and another person's chat, and another person's chat, same question. Now we all would talk. So when we had, you know, someone like that, we actually would share. If you see screen name such and such, child, they're going to be coming and ask you the same darn question that they just asked me. And as readers, as responsible readers in the group that we were in, you know, we really we frowned upon that. And because we frowned upon that, we would tell them, listen, I know that you got a reading from such and such and so and so. Like, you need to let this chill and let things play out as they're meant to. Because people would end up going to different readers, try to get the reading that they wanted. That's an abuse. A. B, that's a waste of your money. C, that's not going to help the situation at all, whatever energy it is. Okay? All right. Let's go let's go to the next one.
I was abusing them. I was using them when I didn't need to use them. I was asking them questions I already knew the answer to. And though at one point, particularly earlier on in my spiritual journey, when I've yet to find my own inner guidance, they served me and they served me well. Like a lot of things in life, there came a time to outgrow them.
Now, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, sir, you were asking them the questions that you already knew the answers to. Why were you doing that? Hey, Levon, how are you, baby? Why were you doing that? That's like tempting. That's like, okay. That's like you coming to me, you already know the answer to a question. And I've had this happen. When people find out, they ask me what I do. And if I mention tarot or psychic or anything like that, the first thing they usually do is they start asking me a series of questions. And I used to answer them, and now I don't. And I'll tell you why. Because I'll ask them straight up, I'm like, are you trying to test me? Because I don't play with that. Like, don't ask me questions you already know the answers to, or don't ask me things as if you're trying to test me. If you have a question, ask me, and I'll tell you what I hear. I operated the same way when I was in the church. Now, typically, what happen is I will, if I get a message for you, and I don't know you from a can of paint at all, I'll start giving you information about yourself that there's no way I could know, so that you know that I'm hearing. That always happens. When it's from spirit, that is what happens. You get some information that, because I don't know you, I have no relationship with you, don't know you from a can of paint or a man on the moon. I will get the information so that you could double check and you can know. Okay, yeah, she's cool. She knows what she's hearing. She's a seer. She's a hearer. She's got a message for me. So, but you're asking the tarot questions that you already knew the answer to. Why are you playing? You're assigning a power to the tarot. You're assigning a power to the tarot. Do you hear this? These are cardboard laminated, cardstock laminated. Some heavier than others, some lighter than others, some thicker laminate than others. Most have different illustrations on them. Why are you assigning a power to the cards? The cards don't have power. Now, I might ask, say, okay, can you give me da 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 da. But I'm not really asking the cards to give me anything. I'm saying really to source, to spirit, to my guides, my angels, whomever is talking today. I'm saying, can you give me a few cards to help explain this situation? If you all have followed my YouTube at all, my channel at all, you will have seen me in times past. If I do happen to do personal readings live, I will simply say, sometimes I'll tell people, listen, I don't need the cards. I've got a message for you. Some people will be like, cool. Other people who need a sign and a symbol, who need a card, who need, all these are physical manifestations, right, of spiritual truths. Physical manifestations of spiritual truths. And they're giving us a clue, a roadmap to the energy that is surrounding the situation right now, today. That can change if your energy, especially, or if other parties have a participation within this energy, right? That will change. That will change. It's fluid. Energy flows. It's not stagnant. It's not static. So sometimes I'll say, I have this mess. I don't need the cards. And they'll be very insistent. Well, I need you to pull the cards for me. Okay, fine. So I pull the cards and I shuffle in the, usually I have a card cam somewhere. So you can see I'm shuffling. I'm not setting the cards up not to showcase anything at all. And every time, 100% of the time, the cards come out to be exactly what I've asked or I've stated because I'm not getting my message from the cards. Okay? Hey, Gigi, how are you? I'm not doing any readings. This is our podcast, sweetheart. Okay, here we go. Let's continue on, shall we? Here we go. Oh, I gotta go over here.
And the way this started to happen for me with the tarot cards in particular is I started to give myself kind of bogus readings. I would ask a question like, what's going to happen with this? In fact, one time it was a long time ago. My daughter was sick. She was my only child at the time. She was like 3 or 4 years old, and she had a real bad case of the croup cough. I don't know if you parents probably know what that is, but it's a cough that sounds really, really like bad. It sounds like they're freaking like gonna cough up a lung, but it's a pretty common thing for kids. And it was our first time seeing my daughter with it. I was just so afraid. I was just like, oh my God, is she gonna be okay? Ask the cards, is she gonna be okay? And I'd get the death card. I'd get the devil card. I'd get these crazy cards, and I was like, oh my God, she's not gonna be okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. When I heard him say that, because before we got to that point, I was like, okay, you feel like you've matured, like Sky had said earlier. Oh, I've matured past this point of needing the cards. So now you little peasants and you peons that need the cards, I'm no longer doing it. And so let me tell you why I'm not. So I'm gonna need you to stop reading the charts too, but we'll get to that in a minute. My point. So let me get this straight, sir. First of all, you ask him bogus questions. Bogus questions. So you already knew it was fugazi. Some of y'all know what that means. You will appreciate the term. You knew your question was fugazi. You knew it. So you're going to tempt. In the Bible, we call that mocking God. In the Bible, they would call that mocking God. Mods, can one of you guys drop my link to my website, and then Gigi, you can book a personal reading. There's like there's personal services, I think, up on it's the last furthest to the right. You can book a personal reading, sweetie, okay? Thanks. Um and then we can answer all your questions. So, God is not mocked. I don't care what you call God, not mocked. So why you asking bogus questions? First of all. Second of all, clearly, sir, sir, you have, you didn't even know what you were reading. Because if you ask the cards, is my daughter going to be okay because she's got the croup? I'm not sure where where was the grandmothers at to tell y'all that was the croup. But that's okay. That's another story for another day. Shout out to the multi-generational households. Shout out to the mamas and the daddies that actually call they mamas and they daddies. Now, God forgive me if there's no mamas around, if there's something has happened. Lord forgive me. But where was your elder women that you could have called? There had to be some elder women somewhere. See, this is why you might want to rethink your little anyway. Um, if you have read it correctly, the death card is death and rebirth. The death card is not bad. That would have told you she's going to transform out of this. She'll grow out of this. It's going to be fine. The devil card could have been anything from stop freaking out about it to is the child of Capricorn? Is there perhaps some level of toxins in your home that maybe has caused the irritation or a reaction that caused her to have the croup? There's a number of things. So you didn't even know what you was doing. I, Marnie Lee says, I do not call myself a reader, but I did, however, start a YouTube channel in June. That's fabulous to give messages through oracle cards and evoking the ones watching to use their own intuition and feelings when they see the pictures, the numbers on the cards. That is fabulous. I love that, Marnie. Marnie, if you want to come over to YouTube, Marnie, Heart of Inspiration, and then if you want to drop your link in the chat, I would be more than happy to promote your channel. Okay. And then you can join from over here and we could talk a little bit further. But thank you. I love that. Thank you. So I know there's a lot of comments. So I'm so sorry, but I got to keep this moving here. Yeah, total transformation. I'm like, what is the problem here? Okay. Anyway, sir. So you didn't even know what you was doing. So clearly, I'm gonna need you to stop using them because you didn't know but you gonna come out here and say I've outgrown them. No, you never grew into them. Let's continue.
But as that would happen, I would like intuitively know that she is fine. As a parent, especially, your intuition is so on point. I knew she was fine, even though the experience was new and scary to me. Those cards were just helping me by reflecting to me my disempowered relationship with them. And that can happen, obviously, beyond the scope of just tarot cards. I had a friend, in fact, just the other day, he sent me a text message of a text that he received from a psychic advisor he used to take counsel from. And the psychic, apparently, she woke up in the middle of the night with a dream about him, and she sent him this text. The nature of the text was something like, hey, I had this dream about you, and I want to kind of warn you that in the dreams, it looks like something bad's going to happen to you. It looks like there's going to be a challenge in your life, and I just wanted to kind of let you know. My friend was like, Vic, what do you make of this text? This is unsettling, to say the least. Instantly, I was like, dude, what do you think of that text? What do you think of that? What do you think about that text? I said, if the tables were turned and I said this, what would your intuitive reaction be? Don't listen to that. You create your own life. No one can see your future. And even if they can, it's not good to plant seeds of fear in people regardless. But you can choose if you want to buy into someone else's opinion on your life. So that was, and this is somebody who used to see a lot of psychics. They'd be.
Oh wait, let me finish this because I'm about to go in.
Life, he'd see a psychic, and for a while it was helpful to him. But this was his way of life showing him that maybe you don't need to see so many psychics. Vic, maybe you don't need to ask the tarot cards what you should eat for freaking breakfast. Another.
Who in the world is asking the tarot cards, what to eat for breakfast. Can I just say, and I'm speaking to all these high and mighty people that are a part of the spirituality sector. If you ain't never believed in the cards or whatever, this conversation's not for you. However, sir, and I am fine with the fact that you have 330,000 some odd damn subscribers. That's cool. That's awesome. I remember your come up. I remember your glow up. I remember your work up. What I'm not going to allow you to do is to completely disrespect those of us that see, those of us that hear, those of us that read. Because let me inform you of something, sir. Perhaps had you listened to a psychic, a medium, a reader a few years back, some of the things you went through, either they wouldn't have took you by surprise or you would have moved differently within them. My telling anyone that there is, I just saw this comment. My telling anyone, here we go. Here's the comment. Melinda says, sounds like the advisor was giving information that was not needed at the moment if the client didn't ask for it. Perhaps. But I'm going to tell you something, Melinda. It wasn't needed at that moment because she's forewarning him. This is somebody, I'm assuming it's a she, could be a he. This is akin to you come to me for a transit chart. This is no different. You come to me for a transit chart reading. You say, at least I have all of my information. I'm going to start offering these again. And I want you to look at my transits over the next 5, 10, 15 days, perhaps. Because I really don't like to go out 30. And let me know what you see in the astrological transits. I could tell you 5 days from now because your Mercury is transiting. uh, What would be? Your Mercury is transiting Uranus or Pluto. I might say, or Saturn, I might say to you, are you planning a trip soon? Short, within a few hours, not like you got to get on a plane, perhaps via car or bus or something, or someone coming to see you soon. Like I would start like looking into that because that would tell me that potentially there's going to be trouble in paradise. Or I might tell you to structure it, like be sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's if it's transiting Saturn, your natal Saturn, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like I will say certain things to the transiting Mercury, like conjunct or conjunct your natal Saturn. I would say be sure you're structuring your travel. If you're gonna flip it, and it's transiting Saturn conjuncting your natal Mercury, I'll look to what the communications are, the thought patterns are, the plans are in that house according to that sign. There's a whole host of things that I could tell you about. So that's no flipping different. I almost reverted to the custom oracle. That's no different than me having worked with someone over the years. There are some of you that are in this chat right now. I have now known for almost 5 years. If I were to call you or text you and tell you I had a dream about you and this is what occurred in that dream. I'm seeing a potential challenge coming up. Am I placing within you fear or am I forewarning you? Really, what the friend should have done was to call or text back the person that gave them that information. Here again, you running around. Now, no offense, we used to call them people. We use this term tarot hoe to be a little bit, it's on either side. So you could be a tarot hoe if you going to eat a bunch of different tarot readers and asking the same question because you don't like the answer one or two of us gave you. Or you could be treating me like a tarot hoe and pop up and think I'm just going to give you a reading, for nothing. Like, not for nothing, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to do it on demand and on command. When I was giving live readings, which that's why I've stopped personals, I'll do it every once in a while and I'll choose to give them away for free, or I'll choose to say this is an open night and, super chats to the top or whatnot. That's my choice. But when people come in, like to those nights, and they're super rude and they're like, hey, I want my reading right now. I'm not your tarot hoe. I'm not your tarot hoe. So that's the same thing as I get a reading from such and such. I'm going to ask the same questions of such so and so. So I get, why you go to him? Well, what does this mean? Did you bother to contact the person that's been giving you the psychic readings and that knows you evidently quite well? For them to have a dream about you, they contacted you, didn't ask you for no damn money. They didn't say, run me a few $100. I can make this all go away. They was not scamming you. They texted you to warn you about something. And what does this man over here say? You control your own life. You could do this. You could do that. And while I'm heated. While that's true, sir, we are also still energetic beings having a human experience. There are certain things we came here to figure out, to experience. That means your life ain't gonna be a freaking bed of roses. Because, sir, I remember when your life wasn't, and it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that I could see all over your face when you changed from what were you doing? I don't remember. It was you switched gears and started doing like online programs and retreats or something like that. This was like maybe 2 years back, maybe 3. All over your face, sir. All over your face. Your mouth was saying one thing, but your face and your energy was saying another. There was some concern and consternation about whether or not the money was going to continue to flow, whether or not this was the right way, and you were right way to move, and you were very open and very honest about that. You were very open and very honest about how your manifestation life, your learning to live in the 5D was going for you. How it was happening, what was happening. And you were very concerned yourself. You were going through challenges yourself. Are you now saying on the other side of it, after you hit your 100K, after you hit your 150, after you hit your 200, after you hit your 3, after you hit your 330, 331,000, whatever you had right now, and you've had all these things, and now you've gone to all these places, and you're kind of rubbing noses with certain people in this industry, because it is an industry in this sector. Some people are choosing to use it as an industry, others are not. It is what it is. But now, sir, are you saying Oh, you create your whole world. Don't worry about that. I'm sorry. I'm I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Tarot changed my life out of nowhere, but it was a series of readings absolutely that brought you to something. I don't need the tarot. I started using tarot because people watching me want to see it. Absolutely. Um, Changed my life for the better. I'm gonna keep going here. So, hang on one second. Melissa says, I've had more than one intuitive tell me I was going to have a sore back and a big belly and told me to start exercising. I'm beginning to think that may be the case, but it won't be from my diet. So there's warning. Like, let me tell you something. If I can, it's 5 o'clock there, so I could drink and cuss. When the money and subscribers start growing, the intentions got faded. Potentially, I'm not going to say it is or it isn't. I'm not going to say it is or it isn't. Yeah, Gemini peeked her head up. But I'm going to say that, sir, that's disingenuous. That's disingenuous. Give me. And nobody can tell your future. Then evidently you don't understand how quantum realities work. Evidently you cannot comprehend what it is truly like to see into the other dimensions and be able to bring back information from them. Because in the quantum, everything, there is no time. So what is the future is the same as the past, is the same as the present. There is no time. So just because you may not possess the ability to do this, do not denigrate and do not talk about those of us that do. Don't. You're not finna work my blood pressure. Hold on. Let me calm down. Let me. Oh, Jesus. What is wrong with you, child? Oh, Gemini. Here we go. We ain't got but halfway through this damn video. Hold on. Keep going.
A common way this manifests is through your diet. I remember when I first started going through my spiritual awakening, well, actually, several years into it, I started getting really, I felt a strong aversion to red meat. It just seemed heavy and I just couldn't do it. So I stopped eating red meat. Okay, I guess I just eat chicken and fish. Then chicken started to kind of taste funny. And the texture was just really off-putting. So I stopped eating that. I said, okay, well, good. I found it. I'm a pescatarian now. Great. Got it. Then me and my wife one time were eating these big lobster tails in South Florida, and I felt all this fear. I had this really powerful negative experience that turned me off from all seafood. Okay, well, being limited, but I'm a vegetarian now. Cool. And then I realized, wow, dairy is not good for me. It makes me kind of sinusy, and I feel worse when I eat the dairy. So, and eggs, and I slowly became a vegan. And I said, wow, this is pretty cool. I feel really clear. I feel very high vibrational. But then certain vegan foods started to kind of mess with me. And I said, okay, well, I noticed raw foods made me feel great. And so I became a organic raw vegan. And even then, I found when I was a raw vegan, I was eating too many of like the fun raw vegan food, too many like those fatty desserts with all the nuts and stuff. And yeah, I was raw, yeah, I was vegan, but certain things made me feel better. So then I limited myself like salads and fruit and juices. And then I was like, wow, what's next? No food? And I was like, okay, now I found it. I got it. And then 30 pounds later, I lost 30 pounds and I was exhausted physically all the time. I thought it was ascension symptoms, but really I was depriving my body of vital nutrients. And even though, and I was supplementing, I did a lot of research on this. I've been a personal trainer into nutrition my whole life, and I did the raw vegan diet as soundly and correctly as one could. But there came a point where not only did I feel horrible, my wife was going through this too, and she couldn't hold a pregnancy. We were trying to have kids. She had two, what do you call miscarriages in a row, and we also felt this like craving, this like primal craving to reintroduce heavier foods into our life. But I was resistant to it because I built this whole identity around the raw vegan Victor. And since then, my diet is I've allowed it to kind of flow.
I I can't. Yeah, I can't. I literally can't. What is this man talking about? Okay, so let me get this right. So, and in fact, he was a personal trainer. I I feel like somehow he got, I'm not sure how he got into um how he got into in with Aaron. I don't know where he met him or how he met him, Dodie. But yeah, so my friend over here, he was. That's what he was. Okay, sir. I'm gonna say it again, sir. Copy. Hang on one second, y'all. I'm copying a link so I could drop it. Um, I don't understand what's wrong with you. I am thoroughly and completely confused. So because you did not figure you you evidently you didn't do enough research on all of these different diets and these different changes. Evidently you didn't do enough. Evidently you didn't. Probably because no, don't go there, Lisa. And I'm sorry, uh there's a lot of people that will tell you that pregnant women should not be, they really have to be very careful about any kind of radical change in diet. And I'm so sorry for her losses. But who knows if it was because of the diet or because of what the components or lack thereof was in his sperm. Thanks, Tina. How are you, baby? Thank you, Marnie, for letting us know what your channel is. Thank you. Um, she could have unfortunately lost the children because of that. It does take two. Like if one is not right, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not. So I'm very sorry, and I'm not making light at all because I've had the same loss. I'm not making light of that at all. I'm just talking about, oh boy, with all these shenanigans. What is wrong with you? We have problems. We have problems. So you can't figure out what the hell to eat. But you can't figure out what the hell to feed your body. You's a personal trainer, according to you. You couldn't figure out what to eat, but you gonna tell somebody else don't listen to a psychic and a tarot reader. Okay, I done had it. I do believe he is flipping to have, and then we're going to get into that. This is the problem, and we're gonna get there.
There are like seasons to everything. So anyway, I love tarot cards. Please don't hate me, you tarot readers. I think there's value in it. I'm just saying, I use it as an example to demonstrate my point that this spiritual journey is constantly causing us to grow and outgrow our formal self. We're never set. We never found the thing that's always going to be there in our life. Maybe, oftentimes, especially with a tool, there's a timing for it. In fact, I'll give another example with me, like cannabis. I used to smoke a ton of weed. And you know what? I smoked a lot of weed in high school. And I think it helped me. It woke me up to the fact that, man, there was more than meets the eye. And man, the authority, my teachers, the principals, with all their fearful information about something that just making me kind of happy and munchy and have a good time with my friends and think outside the box, it made me start to question my authority.
Oh, child, I didn't know y'all was going to hear my conversation in the background. Hope y'all can't hear that too bad. I wonder if I could play this. Let me go to his situations here. Where are we at? 750. Hold on. I'm going to play it on from his channel. I didn't know you could hear me. I didn't know you could hear me. Let me go to 7. I got to remember that when I'm screen recording, y'all don't need to hear the shenanigans I was saying to my daughter. Trust me, you do not need to hear that. That would not be good. Okay, here we go. Share system. Here we go.
Never set. We never found the thing that's always going to be there in our life. Maybe, oftentimes, especially with a tool, there's a timing for it. In fact, I'll give another example with me, like cannabis. I used to smoke a ton of weed. And you know what? I smoked a lot of weed in high school. And I think it helped me. It woke me up to the fact that, man, there was more than meets the eye.
So you needed something else within you in order to have your spiritual awakening. However you get there is cool. But see, I didn't get there through cannabis. I didn't get there through ayahuasca. I'm not saying that it. I didn't get there through shrooms or psilocybins. I didn't get there that way. Now, I could sit here and say, those of you that need these things in order to achieve a spiritual awakening. I could very well sit here on my high horse if I wanted to and say, well, why did you need a substance within your body in order to achieve that which is freely given? You shouldn't need that in order to achieve an awakening and to see into the other realms. And in fact, if you can't figure that out, Houston, we might have a problem. Now, I could sit here and do that, but I'm not going to. Let us continue. Wait, let me make sure. Y'all can hear that, right? Y'all can hear that? Not Timmy Turner. Not Timmy Turner. Hey, Illuminating Mystic, how are you? I'm going to get to all this. I'm going to get to your chats. Hang on one second, y'all. Here we go.
And man, the authority, my teachers, the principals, with all their fearful information about something that just making me kind of happy and munchy and have a good time with my friends and think outside the box, it made me start to question my authority. It made me start to question my own concerns and fears. It broke me out. It gave me that healthy, rebellious, adolescent mind to start thinking for myself, and I thank it for that. And later in life, it became a career. I was a medical marijuana grower, and I loved it. I smoked a lot at night, a primo that I used to grow, and it was cool. It was good. It had a place in my life. But there came a point especially when I really started to dial in my life and my goals, I realized that this chronic cannabis use it's making it really hard to stay productive and motivated on new goals, new pursuits.
So what you're saying, sir, is you became a pothead in the typical use of the term. Okay.
I just knew, even though it was so helpful in so many ways, that it's time to let it go. But here's the thing. It's come back into my life. Letting go for now isn't forever. Life is dynamic. I will now use cannabis once in a while, sometimes a few times a week, couple times a week.
What do you say that he's probably using it more than a few times a week. Allegedly, potentially. Maybe I should tune in, but allegedly. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to call that a psychic knowing. I'm going to call that life knowledge, common mother trucking sense. Don't play with me, sir.
To really help me unwind, to help me relax, to help me get into the moment, to help put my life into perspective and just realize I can just enjoy the mundane life of mine. It can sometimes help me feel inspired to clean the house. It can help me and my wife have a beautiful connective experience. It's a plant teacher. It's a wise plant consciousness, but like anything, tarot, cannabis, psychics, there's a value for them. I found this. This is how I now roll with it, what I want to sort of share with you. And this is just me. I've learned there's a season and a timing for everything. And that's always changing. And I've learned to be flexible and let my intuition guide me to the different forms of assistance that life has to offer, and I'll know it when the time is right. And when I do whatever it is, it doesn't matter what. Tarot cards aren't bad, cannabis is not bad, psychic advisors have helped me in so many ways, none of it's bad. But the timing has to line up. And when it does, it doesn't even matter what it is. It's going to assist me. So anyways, my friends,
He could have made that into a whole YouTube short. The title should have just been There Are Seasons for Everything. The title could have just been There Are Seasons for Everything. And we all would have been fine. Everything would have been cool and copacetic. But instead, you got to come out here with the hot take. Instead, you got to come out here with the hot take of, oh, if you're using tarot cards, you're abusing it. Yes, sir. If you are using tarot cards to tell you what the hell to have for breakfast, then you got a problem. And that's not a tarot problem. That's a you problem. And I'm going to say to you this. This is my opinion. If you were in such a I don't normally say this, but if you were in such a state of being that you needed to consult the tarot cards for whether or not your child's croup was going to clear up, and you misread them and freaked yourself out, or you were like going and asking them all kinds of fugazi questions, there was a lot more growth that needed to happen than just outgrowing the tarot. There was a lot of self-confidence issues, a lot of root, sacral, and solar plexus chakra issues. There is a lot of misunderstanding and misconstruing how to utilize your third eye, your crown chakra, how to tap in through the galactic gateway chakra, how to even hear from your ka chakra. There was a lot going on, sir, that has nothing to do with a card and nothing to do with the psychic. And I might say to you this, I've said this before and I will say it again. Those that want to stand up here, I didn't want that one down there. I didn't mean for y'all to send me no cash apps. Hold on. That's what I wanted. Those who want to sit here and say, I have arrived at some sort of place and sit up high and look low, those are the ones that haven't yet arrived at the first destination or the first stop. They haven't even gotten to the first stop. In fact, perhaps their train has gone backwards. Because the minute you think you know it, the minute you think you've begun to arrive, the minute you sit up on a high horse and say, oh, I used to do these things, but now I don't. In this kind of fashion, that's problematic. If I come to you And I say, I no longer find myself getting sucked into toxic narcissistic toxic relationships with a narcissist. Here's how I managed to come into this transformative healing. You then are going to be able to say, wow, right? You then are going to get something from my saying to you, I've overcome this. I've learned these lessons. This is the path that I took. Maybe it can help you. When I come to you and say that I've personally created for myself multiple six-figure businesses in the last 3 years, I want to show you how to do that. I want to show you and help you how to increase your impact, your reach, and prosper in your purpose. I'm not sitting up high looking low. I'm saying, I get it where you were at. I still worked up until a year and a half ago. I get where you're at. I know where you've been. I've gone through the imposter syndrome and still sometimes do. I've gone through the doubt, still do. I've gone through the fear of taking that next step, still do. Every step is a step higher. I still do. I'm not coming at you from my high horse, looking low, sitting on my throne, looking low. I'm not doing that. This here was just him having hot takes, wanting to get a lot of people, him just showing up and showing out. And this is part of the split off, the splintering between the manifestation folk between that sector of spirituality and the astrology folk, because he talks about he talks about the transits all the time. I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to stop, because the very same people that created the tarot, the very same people who had high priestesses and high priests that were seers and psychics and mediums, those are the very same people that created the astrology that you so revere. The very same people that introduced you to to Mother Ayahuasca, sir, are the very same people that see. The very same people that are medicine men and women. The very same people who are psychics and mediums. How dare you sit yourself up so lofty now? I'm not going to make a prediction, because honestly, I don't need to make a prediction to see the direction this is going. I don't. But what y'all not finna do, because you're getting paid very well by high tech, by big tech, what you're not finna do is you're not going to sit here and denigrate and downgrade us. I will not allow you to be a part and party to and accomplice in the crime of censorship of those of us who see, and those of us who hear, and those of us who read, and those of us who share our gifts with the collective consciousness. So as long as I have breath, and go, if you want to go over there to the channel, whatever, you can, and look at the comments, because some of them comments is crazy. Some of them comments is crazy. Let me share that. Let me show y'all. Let's look at these comments. I used to rely on cards so much that it's like I started expecting things to just happen in my life without taking action towards them. That's a you problem. I think they can be helpful for some inspiration or help sort out my own thoughts about something, but I'm weary about using them so much now that I stop now that I stop living my life and start living in an imaginary world. That's where everything is created. It's in your dreams. It reminds me of a Dumbledore quote. Actually, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. You're totally taking that out of context. I use tarot cards, but I never asked about the future. I don't know why. I'm a person who believes that the best in people, and I always get backstabbed and betrayed. Maybe you need to increase that discernment. Carla, sweetie pie. Maybe you need to increase your discernment. I love you, girl. So maybe you need to ask about the future. Maybe you need to go a little bit deeper. Maybe you need to turn on your discernment so that you don't get backstabbed. Tarot cards help me to be in touch with my intuition, alerted me from people absolutely who had ill intentions towards me. I'm lonely and I enjoy talking to spirit very much, but it always tells me to go live life, go to the gym and do things. What does that have to do with you reading tarot? It's there to help you, not make you fear life or become obsessed. You come up. How do you blame this for your? I left my deck over 3 years ago after 8 years of being a reader. Now I only read for myself once in a while. That's always just confirmation. Back when I made the decision to rid my living space of my only tarot deck, it felt as if I don't need it anymore. It's just standing in my way of more deeply connecting to my inner knowing and intuition. Victor, it's a journey, isn't it? All of these tools are there to help us to arrive at surrender, which is that moment that we relinquish control and allow the present moment and the flow of life to guide us to sustain us. This is the awakening. Thank you for being so honest and speaking your truth. We are all learning. As a reader, I totally get your point. It's very easy to get dependent on psychic readings and not develop our own intuition. This information needs to be available, and you did a service here. What service? Addictive personalities are going to abuse anything, including tarot cards. Also, never ever do readings when you're emotionally upset ever. Thank you. So, I'm going to come back to this because I'm going to leave mine on there. You can miss me. Now, those of you that are ready to step up your game, if you're ready to hit it, allow yourself to grow in your purpose, I want you to go to that bit.ly link. I'm going to actually here. I'm going to put this link here in the chat. Go to there and book a 15-minute call with myself or one of my team members so we could talk about your purpose. And we could talk about how you can continue to be or thrive at being the reader, the seer, the healer, and sharing your gifts while prospering in your purpose. Book that 15-minute consultation. I would say operators are standing by, but that's not true. I help people scale, grow, start. Our goal is to help people grow or create six-figure businesses. And I also offer certification as a limitless light worker in the tarot, in astrology, in Akashic. I suppose he doesn't believe in the Akashic records now. And galactic records, metaphysics. We teach guided meditation. By the way, later on tonight, join me later on tonight because I'm going to be dropping the link for you all to sign up for the guided meditation masterclass, the meditation masterclass that is happening on the 14th of August from noon to 3 Eastern time. Noon to 3 Eastern. On the 14th of August, I will teach you how to create guided meditations for transformation for your clients and or for yourself. I'll be dropping that link tonight. Come back and we're going to talk about it some more. Because honestly, I just heard David Icke say some things yesterday. I'm like, I'm so tired. Hey, Southern Astrology, how are you, beloved? Hey, Kay, how's it going, darling? You're gonna get the you're gonna be able to watch the replay. So yeah, I've been on here way too long. Y'all want to come back a little bit later and talk about this a little bit more? I'm sorry I didn't see your chats. Cause y'all, I gotta eat. Now I don't know what I'm finna eat. But I actually, we could talk a little bit. I could take a few callers. I could take a few folks. So here is, because I want to talk about Lionsgate a little bit later. Here this is, because I'm going to have to edit this. I'll take a few. Y'all not finna hold me. I'm going to take a few. Calls. If anybody wants to join the stream, I will take a few. If you're in the South, fried chicken. Well, I would fry my own chicken, but I don't know what I want. Now, he just inspired me, and I don't do a lot of red meat just because that's my choice. I just don't do a lot of red meat. But you know what? I don't know what I'm finna do, but I'm finna get me something. I'm finding me somewhere that serves breakfast 24 hours a day. That's what I'm gonna do. Find me one of those family restaurants that serves breakfast all day and go get me an omelet, child. I'm gonna go get me an omelet, baby. That's what I'm finna do. Okay, if none of y'all join, I'm out. So anyway, in conclusion, this is how I look at it. I am tired. I do not want to see this happening, but it is happening. There is this split that is okay, Southern Astrologer. There's this split that is occurring in the spirituality sector. And I thought it was just going to be on political lines. And now we're seeing, these people that are quote unquote big name or whatever have made a name for themselves and they're in the manifestation group. They don't have no time for it either. You having red meat and carbonara. Oh, that sounds good. Awesome Spirit Reads. Awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to you. It's concerning to me. And so I am sitting here holding space for the us. Let me tell you something. It is also an attack on the shaman. It is this is shots fired across the bow. And almost to me making us either seem like we're taking advantage of everybody or we're fakes and frauds or we're basically breastfeeding everybody and not letting them wean themselves. Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, sweetheart. You got all the settings right the first time. How is it going, honey?
It is good. I feel like there is a little bit of an echo.
I don't hear it. Okay. Let me make sure I can hear it through yours.
Okay.
Do you have me playing on YouTube in another
I
tab?
sure do. Hold
There
on.
you go. Hey Sky, how are you, sweetheart?
All right.
Aloha. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, everybody's got
Oh,
it.
yes.
Woohoo!
But it's not my birthday. This is somebody else's
Yippee-ki-yay!
birthday. But I'm a Libra. I'm not a Leo. If I was a Leo, that'd be a nightmare.
Oh, I'm
me,
a Libra too.
Yeah. So I have some Libra opinions on all this, but yeah.
I understand. All right. Southern astrologer got up here first. What are your thoughts, comments?
Well, ma'am, I didn't quite catch the beginning of the conversation, and so I'm here, a little late to the party.
It's okay. It's okay. The
But what
gist
I
of it is Victor has flipped the script.
Okay, well, I have seen that is kind of a trend amongst many of our brethren,
Mm-hmm.
kind of flipping the script when the script don't really need to be flipped. So, therefore, I say give it a couple of weeks. I'm sure he'll change his mind.
I don't. I think my concern is that this is the trend because of the other things we're seeing with big tech and with other people in the spiritual sector. And
Well,
they're going along with it for money or whatever rather than standing in the truth. Now that's my opinion. But what do you think about that?
well, I think the truth is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
And so therefore, hence, comma, virgule, hashtag, it depends on what it is that they're going to generate from that. And so I think we'll just have to see. And I just want to say one thing to the Sky Paris.
Mhm.
Est-ce que vous parlez le français?
No.
No. Okay.
I took Latin for 8 years. That's about it. That's about it. So, yeah.
But I do think that the money is definitely going to drive, and what we see as far as technology is concerned, that there's an exodus in the technology sector. And so there's kind of a little bit of a need to kind of like spread our wings a little bit. And so
Yeah.
I just think that however people are going to walk in fear, uncertainty, and doubt, they are going to latch on to whatever it is that they possibly can in order to get the rest of us to go along in fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it kind of turns out that we actually don't need that where we're going. So we'll just go
Right.
ahead and let them go where they're going.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, my I tend to sound the alarm and then say, let's get to battle stations and let's go on and bat down the hatches, do what we got to do. Because what I'm not going to do is allow you to I'm not going to allow that disrespect. Utter and complete disrespect. In fact, I might tag him in this little video as soon as I get it all cut up.
Well, I
Because I
also
want the
think that,
smoke.
I know we're going to talk about the portal later on tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think it's very important to see who's going to go through that portal and who's not. And so this conversation is very right on time because maybe some of these folks ain't going through this portal. Maybe they just ain't ready yet, and that's okay.
That's totally fine. Or they're gonna go through a portal. Sky. Hello, dear. What are your
We're
thoughts
good.
on this?
I'm. I don't want to necessarily attack it on an individual standpoint or standpoint and everything. I'm gonna come at it with like a vibrational perspective. Noticing this more and more and more. We're at the end of Kali Yuga, where every and any ego can be corrupted. And I got towards the beginning of the year was be ready and be prepared. 49% of every person to like submit to a lower vibration. I would love for that number to not be 99% literally, and I'm not claiming like literally what that's going to play out as, but I've noticed more and more people kind of just submitting to the material rest, the material ideology, 3D ideology, and people, what? Like, I can't believe he, she, whatever, on the spectrum of what, I can't believe they're like that now. And that's like, I know from reading all the Lightworker videos, there are plenty of other people that have gone through very similar, and I think it's like a part of the ride. But I got a download to be like, everybody who you thought was a role model, everybody that was like close, everybody that was, you thought, everybody from your past life, like, be ready for that to all horrify you they choose to play going forward. And I just think that this is absolute vibration. Like, I don't think that it's, wow, my hair is crazy. But I don't think that it's, your hair looks great, Lisa, by the way. Freaking amazing.
Thank you.
Love the new do. But
Thank you.
But I think the vibration is here, be here for a bit, and I think that people are going to kind of like, more and more people. I don't think that they're going to be putting their chum bucket helmets on. I think that they've already chosen. I call it the chum bucket helmet. I swear to God.
Not the chum bucket.
But movie, like the like, you know. But more and more people have already choose it in their way of being, and for those of us that are consciously trying to dissolve the old patterns and find a new earth, a new relationship, we live it. Not everybody's cut out for that. Not everybody's on this earth essence.
Right.
And so it can be heartbreaking, but
yeah,
it's a part. So
it is a part of it. And I, you know, I think from my point of view, I expected to see these kinds of things pop up just watching, just knowing where we are astrologically, right? I expected it. I saw it more, of course, in the 3D, like politically and whatnot. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I do think the good of, right? You know, I'm the Cancer sun here. Okay, everybody, it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be great. Everybody, you know, and I know that it is, but you know, I'm the queen of the last chance. Like, you just get chance after chance after chance after chance with me, and you know, until it's finally you've got enough rope to hang yourself, I guess. I didn't necessarily see it so much coming from the folks that have been gurus up until this point. Would you agree with that, Southern astrologer?
Well, yes, ma'am, I would. I would agree that what we see with the gurus and the religious, even on the religious side, because you know that I am in the Southern Baptist realm over here. And so what we see is that, and I learned this quite a few number of years ago, that you actually have to follow your own path. You actually have to have your own conversation with the spirit, with the Lord, with the universe. Because anytime you have an interpretation from someone, anyone sitting on any kind of pulpit that thinks that they are the only ones that can have that conversation on your behalf, I think that what they will find is that they are absolutely wrong. So therefore, hence, Virgule hashtag, I think that it is about time for us to all have our own conversations with our spirit guides, because that's the only way that we are going to make it. Because in our utopia, there's a big emphasis on the you part of it. It's not
Mhm.
called Theytopia.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Because this is, if you know, we are in the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing, the age of gnosis, which is know thyself, inner self, right? we're in the age of not just knowing ourselves, but knowing how we fit into the collective, but yet maintaining our own individuality and really and truly understanding the operation of the spirit realm, of the metaphysical, of the dimensions, right? We've entered fully into that. And I want everyone to understand I'm not against a guru. I mean, some people have called me that. I don't necessarily wear that hat. I don't wear that title. But some people would call me that. Some people could say that that's what whatever. That's how they describe me. That's fine. I'm not putting that mantle on me. I am saying I'm an oracle, and I'll stand with that. But I'm also not saying I'm infallible. And I think that's the thing that we have to. I know, Sky, you had mentioned spiritual ego before, and that's the biggest problem right now. Is ego. And I'm going to actually throw a little monkey wrench in there and say, I think that we're seeing an increase of the ego because we're seeing this rapid destabilization of the material world, of the 3D realm as it's been constructed up until this point. So that ego is looking for some sure footing. What do you think about that, Sky?
I believe you're correct. I also believe that it's a part of it. I believe that it's new. Um, and to add on, I think it makes perfect sense. I think it makes perfect sense for in the age of the golden age, the ones who are doing the most ego are the ones saying it's the exact opposite. And it's true in the spiritual community, it's true in the natural world, it's true in the White House, it's true in every single field. And I think that's why I think the 1984 dystopic parallels are so, because what we're seeing is the people that are saying, oh no, it's for your own good. It's great for you. No, you'd be good at, like, no, don't worry. Alarm bell goes off. That's when my like red alert goes off, because I always think about what is the intention from the other party. You know what I mean? Like, what is the intention that's coming from, if this person is sharing this information with me, is it because like there's a like, is it because connection with this information is absolutely going to transform my life? Okay, great. Even if it is this to me, doesn't matter how much I want to or need to believe in the information, it's still stand the intentions from everybody we interact with. I think that's where it can really save a light worker's like energy. I think that's why it exists. To like one of the many reasons why it exists. But it's to be cognizant of that, because it makes total sense that the people that get to 5D, I don't even think it's going to look like that, like physically, but people, why are they portraying that? Is it probably because there has to be, whether it's subconscious, conscious, or unconscious, that like get there. So I need to go tell 100,000 people why they're not gonna make it there. There's like that's how the ego works. That's how my ego works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know about myself, the more I can see, like the more I see a lot of spiritual leaders out of work, people that I was watching their videos. I November of last year on the eclipse, straight up. So it wasn't until like January, up through January, I'm like clicking law of attraction, manifestation, like, because I had no idea what any of this was. And I think that a lot of people can get stuck there in work. And the second I started doing the inner work, I can watch the same YouTube we're just going in a while. And like 2 minutes in, I like the whole time I see a kid. Because I see like we're all kids, but I see like a child. Like
Yeah.
a child, and I can and then that's where it's like whoa, like that person, there's so many people, spiritual people on YouTube as idols. They idolize them, they celebritize them. Person having a human experience and
Right.
really understand the intention of our energies up with that.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I know about energy vampires, they want to just like engage and take your energy, but it's also they want them when they're gone. That
Right.
means they're winning. That means they're succeeding. Our time and our energy are completely related. So
Yes.
like how we spend our energy, and
Right.
I see a lot of, I think there's just a lot of like things dealing with people. So bing, that's how you that's my thought.
Yeah, I totally I agree with you. I look at these things, I look at them also from a biblical standpoint. It's interesting to apply that to just what we see and how I feel like we're watching this whole biblical revelation type of like I don't even know how to describe this, like this like weird, like I'm not trying to say these people are false prophets, so I don't want people to like freak out. But we're seeing this kind of falsity being brought to truth. All at the same time, all these economic situations are taking place. And we're seeing the creation of the new earth. And if we really pay attention, if we apply the energetic truths from the Bible to where we're moving to, new earth and new heaven actually, or new earth actually exists on top of the existing 3D earth. So I think
It's
this
also
is
always been in there.
that's true. We just were not aware of.
Yeah.
We weren't resonating at that height. So thanks everyone. Thanks Drops to Jupiter. I can't wait to meet y'all. We were always there. And I think I find it interesting that even a lot of the Abraham Hicks teaching and things like that. Like I've been talking about, like I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's a higher elevated, a different way to go about it where you get quantum results rather than like long term, like it's taking forever results. But I'm watching how even that kind of just change your mindset, just change your mindset, just change your mindset, like, and not doing like they say inner work, but they really not changing your heart, not changing this, not changing what really powers everything, and kind of saying just live in the present and completely disregard. I almost was the cussing oracle again. Disregard the dream and the imagination, because that's the quantum, that astral, that dream, that imagination from other realms, your higher self. That's what we should be manifesting. And instead, oh no, just focus right here. Like it's kind of insidiously wrong. And I'm gonna bring back. We're gonna just talk just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go eat. I and I might eat red meat. Anyway, I
Fried chicken and potatoes.
oh girl, that sounds so good. But I ain't cooking now, so I gotta find a restaurant that can make it. I'm still by myself, so I'm not gonna cook nothing. I have shifted the people I listen to and many changes with the ones I resonate with now, but even though I don't seem attracted to them, doesn't mean others won't find their messages helpful. I completely agree with you on that. So I think that there is a step, right? There's a way, there's kind of a learning, right? There's a 101, a 201, everything does serve a purpose. I agree. I just don't like it when people come out. Like, I'm not saying anything against Abraham Hicks. I have nothing wrong with that. I'm saying that there's a next level to this, and I would love for that to be as prolific in its teaching as this, so that people can graduate. If he's officially putting it to rest, what if he keeps doing this to people? What if he's doing this to keep you from tapping to the metaphysical realm so he can keep his audience coming back? Are you sure you're not a Scorpio, Melinda? Or are you? That was, whoo, that's
I have seen
conspiracy.
her chart, and so she does have some Scorpio tendencies in there.
Okay, because I feel like that's some strong scorpionic placements. I didn't go that route. But I don't think it's, honestly, I'm just gonna say, I don't really feel it's that, like, it don't go that deep. I don't think it goes that deep, really. I think it's just him saying what he needs to say, because again, we're seeing tarot, we're seeing psychics, we're seeing mediums, we're seeing all of us being muted, or that's the beginning of it. Right? I can't target ads on Facebook or Instagram with any real targeting power like I used to be able to. We're seeing across the board that there's a drastic drop in how the amount of viewership readers are getting. And I've talked to a number of tarot readers that are in, some do love, some do this, some do that. Not all of them are out here like, this is what the hell's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not everybody across the board. That's what's happening. The real shadow work. Yeah, the real shadow inner work. Hey, Coach Leslie. Coach Leslie says heart set. She knows that's what I teach. The heart set, baby. Change your heart set, not just your mindset. Okay, here, Melinda.
Add on.
Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
So what you said, it's not that deep. I think a lot of mindset on seeing the negatives and everything, like at a high degree doing that. I still do that sometimes, but I did that a lot pre-awakening. Evil, the highest evil in this world is pretty simple. And like that, like, for me, even like all the evil that's doing all the messed up things, all the bad concern, like everything we talked about, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally it's kids being on a high horse going, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at this. Look, it's that simple, and it's really hard to be like, but why are they doing this? Then there has to be some higher thing. There has to be something else. There has to be a deeper, more, and it's like, it's that simple, and it's like I wish I was in a more complicated movie. But even in bad guys' motives are never that complicated. It's the same thing.
It's power. It's money. It's whatever. Like, it's control. That's all it is. It boils down to some level of control. And I certainly, again, so no one gets upset. We are not saying that this man is participating in that knowingly, or that's his like end goal, right? It's just that unfortunately people can get, this is where we're at. So we're gonna I guess now get used to the fact that, like you said, Sky, and like we've seen in the chart, there's just going to be more people, unfortunately, that are going to go down this road, which is why everybody watch out for, we're coming out with elevated media, and I'm putting this all together so that we can bring that deep truth, uncensored, unadulterated, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what we are about. What, Gemini, what are you doing? Jesus help us all. What happened to the separation of church and state? Well, that never really existed.
It's more so like a separation between profit and profits.
Yes. Yes. Because the state will
Religions
tell
are
you.
503 taxes, 503c holding.
Yeah,
It's all
absolutely. And the state will tell you what you can and can't believe. Because trust me, they throw that out all the time. They're throwing out new stuff every day. I don't want to talk about it because I get this darn thing yanked again. But I want y'all, I just want y'all, I want, I want y'all to think about what we were told about certain health conditions about 2 weeks ago, 3 max, and how now all of a sudden 3 weeks later, how the whole conversation has changed. You cannot, this is a very crass and crude saying, you can't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. I'm not going to believe it. And y'all going to have to stop the gaslight. Anyway, okay, I've been on here 2 hours. So I'm going to need to take a break so I can eat so we can come back and talk about this here portal a little bit later on. Southern Astrologer, you going to be able to join us later?
Well, I might be able to make myself available for you, Dr. Lisa.
Well, I would very, very much appreciate that. Because I think this would be very interesting to have a couple of us up here talking on the panel about what we see in the chart for the portal tomorrow. What do you think? Are you down?
Down the clown.
All right. I like that. Let me go on to get me some Jack Daniels and we can really clown.
Hey, that's the only kind to go.
Oh, hey, oh. Now, hot guy down here, Earth centric. Hey, hot guy, your Wi-Fi connection isn't great. We know we're working on that. We're working on that. So let me see. It's 5:00 here now. We'll probably come on about 8:00. Let me look here. My analyticals. We'll probably come on about 8:00 tonight because to give me enough time to. Yeah, we'll come on at 8:00 Central. Okay, guys. I won't keep you long. Well, no, I'm not gonna promise that. I'm gonna try not to keep you long. But we get to talk and we get to talking. And we're gonna talk about the 8/8 portal tonight. I might pull some cards. It depends on how long we go. But we're gonna talk everything about the portal. I really want to get into the astrology of it because it is mammoth.
And if you don't mind,
Yes.
I actually just recently posted the Weekender report based on everything that we pretty much need to know for the portal, how we need to prepare for it. So, and that basically encompasses Friday, Saturday, and today. So you may want to go ahead and take a look at that if you plan
Okay.
on coming back out tonight for the shindig,
Yes.
because in there's some things that some folks may ought to know.
All right. And do we have her channel that we can drop, please? I want y'all to go head on over there and give her a like and a follow. And I mean a subscribe. Ooh, I don't know what platform I'm on. A
A hooty
subscribe
hoo and a
and a
woody
like.
woo will do just fine.
Okay, Miss Malika. I'm excited for it too, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. I so very much appreciate you got some more subscribers. Southern Astrologer. Anything, Southern Astrologer, anything you'd like to say in wrapping up this conversation today?
I think that this is a mighty fine thing that you've got going on, and I'm very proud and pleased to be a part of the congregation.
Well, thank you very much. We're pleased to have you, ma'am. Pleased to have you. And Mr. Sky, Patty, anything you'd have?
Yes. I'll sum it up by saying, beware of wolves in
beware wolves in sheep's clothing, in case, because he chopped it up, but that's what he said, and I totally agree. All right, guys, we are going to thank our guests. I'm going to get y'all down, and then we are going to close this out. Guys, this has been a great conversation. Actually, I am going to also talk to if y'all like this kind of conversation, I'm going to review the latest interview that David Icke gave to the Inspired channel, John Nolan, over there. There's some rather interesting things that were said. I have an interesting hot take on that too. If y'all want me to do that, if you like this kind of thing, I say let's get it, let's go. I'm about that life. All right. So I think it's important for us to discuss these things. All right, gang. Let me let y'all go. I got people already texting me. Thank you to everybody that book those 15-minute calls. I am by the end of this month, my goal is to have 10 more light workers in the program launching their business. That's my goal. 10 more light workers between now and the end of the month. Also, later on tonight, you will also have the link so you can go on and sign up for the guided meditation masterclass. So you are already healers, teachers, coaches, or you're getting into it, where we will be teaching you over 3 hours on the 14th of August how to create transformational guided meditations for your clients and for yourself if you choose to. Okay, guys? Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I so appreciate y'all. Thank you for liking and everything. We'll talk to you guys soon. Namaste. Bye-bye.